Go to this computer. So, obviously, on the agenda, I just rolled up a bunch of sort of the most recent bits of information, and I don't expect to reach a decision today on choosing an agenda or rather a venue, but we've got more venue information. So let's see, I'm just going to sure. I'm reposting the agenda link in chat. So, just to kind of run through it a little bit, the San Juan de los Lagos venue will cost $1,000. That's as of today. Leon Valley, I don't know, Darby, we have the cost, including deposit, is $807.50. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add to that. Is there anything that you want to add to that per se?
No, it's a good big venue. I mean, it'll hold a lot more than it'll hold, 300 or 400 people, and it's got an big outside porch. So,
can I come visit pretty much any time? In other words, is it open 9 to 5 kind of business hours?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I don't know if it's 9 to 5, but it's open. Yeah.
I'm sorry?
I'm not sure of the hours, but it's a senior center. So on most weekdays, it's got folks in there, at least 10 to 2 or something like that. I'm not sure what their hours are.
Well, maybe I can catch them for nap time. Good. Yes, Darshana.
I have a question regarding funding. Do we have funds to do any spending?
It's on the agenda. I'll get to it. Yes, we don't. Not now.
So why am I thinking of those?
Because we've got to keep all of our options open and then figure out how to get there. That's why we're not choosing a venue now. We do have venues we could choose, but we're not choosing one now. We're keeping all our options open and seeing how far we get. So,
that's not the right one. Okay.
And on again, Darby, there's plenty of room outside, so we don't need to look at Raymond Rinkus part or anything like that as far as a place to have outdoor tabling. Okay.
Right. There's a plenty of room, indoors and outdoors.
And I'm sorry I wasn't able to get back to you quickly enough to visit today, Nicole. Is there a time? Would there be a time tomorrow where you could give guided tours and free popcorn?
Let me see, tomorrow.
Or the Thursday or Friday.
I think I can do it tomorrow morning.
Hey.
So I'll grab a key on my way out today. Can we do it like first thing tomorrow morning?
What time is first thing tomorrow? Because I've got a 10 o'clock.
8 o'clock? 8:30?
8 o'clock? 8 o'clock, yeah. We can do 8:30. Let's be a little more humane. Let's do it 8:30 at
8:30 at Long Island House. So don't go to the gym. Make sure you go to the island.
Okay.
So yeah, we can get the ball rolling and we will meet there at 8:30. I will get the key. I need to make myself a note to grab the key tomorrow morning, and I'll show you the woodlawn.
Very good. Thank you.
Peter, if you were going to go over to the Leon Valley Community Center, you can run right across the street is the Rimkus Park just to take a peek at it.
Oh, I can take a peek at it, but it doesn't have any indoor facilities, so I'm probably not going to bother. I mean, I appreciate it, but again, if it doesn't have indoor facilities, I'm not sure that is that okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let me think for a sec.
Peter?
Yes.
I'm on the Northeast Senior Center as a possibility and UIW. Other ones I sent a message to you saying Ella Austin is out because it's under construction.
Okay.
And Claude Black is out as well because they don't do things on the weekend, or well, Clark Black does, but it has to come through a request from the city of San Antonio.
I'm sorry, which venue is that needs the city's request?
The Quad Black.
Oh, Quad Black.
Multi-service center has to come through a city entity, either Parks and Rec or so forth. And that was, they're closed. They close at 5 on the weekends. So,
okay.
And you'd have to hour beforehand to, it didn't, it seems to be more problematic, would be worth doing. And the other thing was the Yellow Austin is under renovation. I thought about the Little Carver Center as a possibility. I can look into that. They have some outdoor space. Parking isn't great. Parking is in the street parking.
It's across the street, actually, Judy.
It's not bad. We just did an event there last year, but even though it is a city venue, they still charged us for this and that and sent us a little bill for that. Just FYI.
Right.
And again, does anybody know what the seating capacity is?
Ooh, we seated over about 100 in the small auditorium, which is, you go, but you have to take an elevator. You can either take the stairs or you take the elevator up to the second floor. It's on the second floor. And you need some signage to find it. It's a little tucked away.
Yeah. And that's, again, the Little Carver, right?
Right. The Big Carver Theater will charge us a lot more, but it has the opening. When you come in, there's a big open, not a big space, but it's before you go into the theater. You have to understand, it's a theater. They're both theaters.
Yes, and a gallery. It's also a gallery.
Gallery, I'm talking about.
Then, Judith, I'd like to ask you to find out details about that. In other words, availability, rent cost, et cetera, et cetera.
I know the folks there. Cassandra. Yeah, I know Cassandra and Ernie there. So if you want me to follow up with that.
Please. Okay, yeah. So that's great, Melissa. Thank you.
You bet.
Can I ask, I do want to ask, and I don't want to sort of stop the conversation, but I just want to throw out this question. When you're creating this event, are you looking at kind of, because if you, the benefit of having it at a park or another center is that, or a location where there's a lot of people, let's just say hypothetically Hardburger, you're capturing that audience that may want to be engaged but didn't know about your event. And you're kind of, it's like a ready-made audience in a sense that these folks are already at the park. Of course, we know Hardburger Park, lots of people there on the weekend, so that may not be feasible. But the beauty of that is that you are kind of reaching an audience that's kind of already there. Or, I don't know how people are going to find out about the event. And stuff.
Right.
I mean, they can learn about it through TPR in a variety of ways, but yeah.
Yeah, and that was something that I had kind of, when Laura brought up, I can't remember what venue was it, Laura, that you brought. Oh, it was, may have been Leon Valley Community Center. The idea that there's a built-in group there that knows, that goes there for purposes like that. So the idea of going to a returning venue for the same purpose, I was kind of shying away from that because I wanted to reach a new crowd. I didn't want it to be the same old folks. However, it is true that at Hardburger, I don't know that they all like the park and they all are there because it's such a beautiful place. It's such a wonderful place. But that doesn't mean that they're used to events there. So that's kind of a little different. If you go to Solarfest for the 20th year, it's like going to the Martin Luther King March for the 20th time. It's not that you don't like it, but it's an event that is well established and well known, and people go there for that reason. So I was kind of, but I'm not trying to cut things off. I just kind of, I was seeking a new audience, really.
I see. Yeah, it's good to know kind of like your sort of thoughts behind getting this event scheduled at a location that works best for your sort of idea and vision for this.
And the other end of one of the things that again attracted me, and I'm not trying to drive this train, although I seem to. There's Debbie, is the idea that we're looking at places like the Salvation Army on Southwest Military, or this Los Lagos Church, San Juan de los Lagos Church on the near west side, because they are typically they are in what I would consider typically underserved communities. So it is the other side of that, where if you talk about a venue where everybody goes there because everybody knows what it is and that's why they go there, and that means you've got a built-in audience. It's the other side where they don't know that. They don't know that kind of stuff. And because Nancy has such good inroads with the people who operate the De Los Lagos Church, and Debbie has such great contacts, knows well the people who work at the Salvation Army location.
Mm-hmm.
You're right, Nicole, in the sense that when you have a built-in audience, you have a built-in audience. We don't now have the infrastructure built up to get word out to people, and that is something that we're going to have to figure out as well. It's clearly on the agenda for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. There's like, I don't know, 8 to 10 free community calendars. And that's first and foremost. Once you get your date, time, location,
good point.
Main point of contact, all that basic stuff, then you can start just plugging that away into those community calendars and hope that TPR will do some free announcements for you. Maybe. Another idea that I had that just sort of popped up in my mind, I've gone to several trainings over there, and Unity 37, which is a nonprofit organization, has their meetings there. It's called WETC, Westside Education and Training Center. It's it's actually right by where I work. So it's on the southwest side of town. It's called WETC, and that is through San Antonio College. So maybe, or Alamo Colleges. So maybe Judy might have a main point of contact, but I think I can probably find one for you too.
What's the name of Westside what?
Westside Education and Training Center. It's new. This is my personal opinion. It seems like a very underutilized, incredible resource that we have in the community on the southwest side. It's right by pre-K for SA. It's called Westside Education. People just call it WETC for short. And you'll walk in, they have like a table to the right with all kinds of events happening. And I went to, I've been to several events there. So it's kind of cool. I'm just like, wow, this is here. What are y'all doing with this? And it's so quiet. It's got all these classrooms and really nice.
And the link I just put in the chat. The link I just put in the chat is for the right place. I'm sorry, I just walked over somebody.
I also just loaded a picture in the chat for a place called Eye Care, which is up on 410, close by Los Barrios, not too far from there. And it's an eye care center where they take care of people with marginal healthcare issues. And they were willing to let me use their conference room for meetings at no cost. You can look at the picture. It doesn't have a lot of outdoor space, but they were very open to utilizing their space. So maybe we could get 1 or 2 other people to go and take a look with me and see if it works.
Yeah, if you can get information, if you maybe do a visit, maybe get some information about. I do see that there doesn't seem to be, except for the parking lot, there doesn't seem to be much in the way outdoor space. So again, please do use that list of venue requirements. I think we called them. They're on the agenda at the bottom. The idea that, how many people does it hold? What kind of cost is it? Indoor, outdoor, bathrooms. There's a whole list of what we need to know if we're going to have some hundreds of people there. We want both inside and outside. So please use that. But I definitely push you. I would definitely support you in finding that out about those. And again, I support that from everybody. If you have a good idea, find out. Use that list of questions and find out. I like taking pictures of it just because that I can bring back to the crowd, and it gives people a very good idea of what the thing is. Like, I don't think anybody would have known what De Los Lagos is at all. Right. I would know. So
you can look at that link. I just put a link of what the outside of the building looks like.
Yeah, I saw the picture. Please go do fill out, do the due diligence, please, on it. That'd be great.
Peter,
Yes.
in also talking about the west side, St. Philip's College has its technical and vocational industrial education programs off of Quintana Road. Debbie, can correct me if I'm wrong on my location, but we had an event there through EcoCentro, and while it didn't attract a lot of students to the event, they have gorgeous indoor space. There's some shady areas, parking lots.
Can you find out about that as an event center for us? Can you give us links and, the whole 9 yards? That'd be great if you could follow up.
Yeah, I can follow up on that.
Please.
Hey, Peter, I got to leave in a little bit, but last time we talked about Woodlawn Point, and the good thing about that is I think it's free. And I've been to several meetings there. It's not fancy at all, but I think we could probably get it. And it's a central location, by Jefferson High School. And,
I agree. Debbie, do you have any follow up on that? Debbie was going to check because that's where Public Citizen Office, where she works. That's where she works. Did you have a chance, Debbie?
Yeah, I have a question.
Debbie was on, man.
Oh, Debbie. Oh, Debbie.
I think she had a package. She's getting a package or something in the chat. Debbie is.
Oh, BRB package. What is BRB?
Be right back.
Oh, okay. What's up, Darshana?
Okay, I have one fundamental question. When we are doing this celebration, what kind of audience we are targeting? I know venue is one thing, but audience is another. So what kind of audience we are sending this message to?
Tell you what, can we finish this discussion on the agenda, or the venue rather? We'll finish that.
You asked me to talk, so I talk.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, and I'm asking if it'd be okay if we can, it's on there. It's a good idea. We need to talk about
All right.
Eat an egg.
So, so when Debbie gets back, I'd like to hear her follow up. She was gonna find out about that. And Debbie could also talk to the Salvation Army Center, although I'm going to we were actually there, Debbie and I and some other folks, Judith, several of us, Laura, were at the Salvation Army yesterday because we were doing this toxic tour run through and we visited. It doesn't have a lot of greenery. If you click on the link that's in the agenda to it, you'll see the Google Map view. It looks like a very nice facility inside. They do food pantry work, and they do other Salvation Army work, and they have several meeting rooms inside. I think it's probably inside. It's probably a very nice place. Back to the idea of it not being much in the way of greenery outside, but it's on the list. We can still talk about it. It's a new place, and so Alan's not with us. Alan was going to talk about. He had looked at Northern Hills United Methodist Church. He was going to get back to us on having sent the people who work there the statement of purpose, and he would double check about the idea that we could work on Sunday. And Judith gave us the update on Ella Austin and Claude Black, that they're not really necessary. And Judith, what did you have more to say on UIW?
The only thing is that I've got to follow up with Daniel Potter is our contact at UIW. He thinks it's a great idea, but he has to go up the channels. I'll reach out to him to get any information as well. They have the solar house. They have the renovation of the they got a greenhouse with solar panels. I think. Anyway,
so can you if you can also ask Daniel to call me?
Yes, I will.
Okay, so we can. I'd like to be able to visit.
Okay, fine.
Thank you. and Sharon's not on the call, neither is Nancy. If you look at the agenda, you can see, pardon?
Ask Deborah about the Woodlawn Point.
How about it, Debbie? Oh, hey, there's Sharon.
I'm here. Hi, everybody. I was supposed to, actually, I did contact the Parks and Recreation for the mission, and so far they haven't called me back later today.
Or who did you call?
It was just a generic 210 number. Just leave a message.
Oh, okay. I can look into that.
Okay, good. And I also
on a Sunday, right?
The drive-in. Yeah. And also, I've been to presentations. I was just outside, so I'm sorry I'm wind blown. I was about getting in touch with, and I see your list of go-to items to ask. Lake Flato Architects, they have a huge room. It's on 3rd Street. So I'm going to get in touch with them and see if they'll allow us to.
Okay, well, again, because outside room, that's good. I was just wondering if they have outside space, maybe even right there on the Riverwalk. Maybe there's some river space, some greenery right there. I know there some of the river is green there. There's like a sort of a, I don't know, flood zone or something, but there's places with picnic tables and that kind of stuff. If it seems like they're about a block away, but maybe we could use that space again, inside, outside.
Okay, I'll try to get in touch with them and see what they have.
Great. And I just wanted to point out also, Nicole, have you opened that agenda that I sent the link for? It's in chat. So there's an image there of Mission Marquee and the Najim YMCA. So there are several locations right together. And I think before when we talked about it, it wasn't real clear how they were all together. And the point in the agenda was simply to say that because, for instance, Mission Marquee is only outdoors, Mission Marquee itself does not have an indoor facility, but it's right next to the World Heritage Center. The idea of being able to use the World Heritage Center for the indoor part and the Mission Marquee for the outdoor part might be something that would be good. So
just to give you a little context, I just texted the special events coordinator to figure out who manages and does the reservations for Mission Marquee. It's not us. Secondly, I was just working with the World Heritage Center on their volunteer stuff. They have a huge event coming up it's their ride. They do, I forgot what they're calling it, but it's World Heritage Celebration coming up in September. Great opportunity to sort of promote this program. But I had asked them, I said, when I met with them, I said, I've been to the space 3 times. They don't have an ideal location. The World Heritage Center is fairly small, and there is a little room in the back. And they told me it is not a public rental. It's not a public space. They're only using it for city meetings and stuff like that. So maybe down the road it might be. I mean, you could certainly get in touch with Blanche Mendoza, but I'm just repeating what she said about 3 weeks ago. It's not a rentable space for the general public, even though it is really cool. But
well, there's a Mission Library right south of that, just within 100 feet. Is that some place that has meeting space?
That would be cool if it is, but I'm not sure. It's definitely worth asking the San Antonio Public Library about that one. But keep in mind, if it's like one of those free rental spaces, they get snatched up pretty quickly by community members for various things. But you can certainly ask. I don't know who rents the public library space, but it would be really cool because it's a nice space.
Melissa, do you know people in the library space? Who knows people in the library space to make that request?
I just have one person I work with mainly, but she's at Texana.
I've rented a room at the public library, our branch library before. It's a nominal fee. It was about $30 an hour or something like that, just for a small meeting room. There was no outdoor space. And typically the public libraries do not have a lot of parking or outdoor space.
Well, did you see the agenda? Did you see the image, the Google Maps aerial shot on the agenda? Please take a look at that. In fact, let me go ahead and just share it right this sec real quick.
You're
So-
talking about Mission Public Library?
Mission Branch Library. If you take a look at the screen,
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
so the idea that if Mission Branch Library had meeting space indoors, there's lots of exterior. I mean, Mission Marquee Plaza, that you can see there's lots of open space around there.
Right. Yeah,
So-
that's true.
If I could ask you, Laura, to take a look at,
I'll look it up.
yeah, thank you.
I'm checking Mission Marquee events just in case, because they have their outdoor events, farmers market, artisans market, and so I can see what they have
Cool.
listed potentially.
I'm not sure what Darby was waiting for. He said,
He said he had to leave.
sorry?
He had to go.
He had to leave.
Right, he said we need to decide pretty quick. I don't know what he was waiting for a decision on.
The venue.
Well, that's not gonna happen right this second, that's for sure, but
No,
I don't think so. Yes, Judith? We can't hear you. You're on mute, Judith, if you're trying to talk.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Just down the street from the Mission Marquee area, it's Padre Park. And
yeah. And there's nothing indoor. There's no indoor space anywhere in there. There are a couple of pavilions, but it's,
stuff, but there's no real indoor space.
No.
There's a plaza, there's shelters, and there is several covered areas and a main,
pavilions.
okay?
Yeah,
Green Space Alliance has its Nature Fest there every year in November. But a air-conditioned space, no.
not a sheltered space, nothing with walls. They've got some pavilions with roofs, right?
Nothing with walls, but there is a area, an older covered pavilion area that they have had dance recitals at with music and things like that. It's not ideal, but it does provide shade. 100 and some. If it's hot, it's not going to be enjoyable. But it is another space.
Okay. Now,
Peter,
yes.
can you send me the criteria for the venues?
Do you have the agenda open?
I do, but I didn't see it there.
All the way to the bottom, all the way to the very bottom.
All the way at the bottom. Okay.
Well, actually, it's not that far.
Okay.
Yeah. Where is it? I thought it was in there. I guess it's not. My mistake. Yes, I thought it was in there. My
Okay.
bad.
Okay. No. I see something now.
It's
Venue requirements.
so,
It's at the bottom.
well, I actually had, just like I have the draft statement of purpose, I had a delineated set of, I will send it. I'll find wherever that is and put it in here and send it to you.
I have it.
Oh, okay, great.
It was all the way at the bottom.
So where we are right now, just to kind of recap a little bit. Oh, well, before we recap, even to recap this part of the venue discussion. David, I understand that there is a Third Act Texas meeting tomorrow night on Zoom at 5.
Yep.
I talked with Tom Kessler today about 2 hours ago, and he said that there is a $2,000 budget for Third Act Texas altogether for Sunday events. And he said that right now we're the only people asking about it. He said that Austin is having an event at the Capitol building, so they're not renting anything. So I don't know if people would come clamoring after it. I don't know who else is doing something. I know Houston is doing something, but I don't know what they're doing. So I don't know if others would be in competition for that, or I don't know if Dallas is doing anything. I don't know. But that is something that he'll discuss with everybody tomorrow night. So, I mean, it depends if,
I'll let you know.
do you know how many cities there are that are third act Texas cities?
I think just the main areas at this point, Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, San Antonio, and each one of those major areas has outlying areas associated with it. So I think just those three areas. I'm
So,
sorry, and Austin, four.
and Austin is again having a capital event. So Tom said they wouldn't be needing the cash. So we might have.
The only thing they might want, I don't know, they were talking about having to rent the sound system, but I don't know whether that probably won't be that much.
Yeah.
But that, I'll find that out tomorrow too.
So we might have anywhere between 500 and on up. If they split it 4 ways, we'd have $500. So that's something. So now to recap, this idea that we have San Juan de los Lagos for 1,000. We have Leon Valley for 807. We might well have Woodlawn Island House, and I will visit that with Nicole tomorrow morning at 8:30. Bless my heart. We might do Urban Ecology Center. We might. So we have a number of places. We have Salvation Army Center. Oh, that's right. Debbie, are you still there?
I heard my name.
Yes, you did. Hi. You want to tell the fine people about Salvation Army just a little bit about the location as a venue?
Sure. So Salvation Army it's all the way on the south side. It's by Kelly. It's called it used to be Kelly Air Force Base, but now it's Kelly USA, Port SA. Everybody calls it different things, but the official name now is Port SA. So it's right beside there. It's a pretty large building. It's got a giant gymnasium. It's also got a fancy area. It almost looks like a place that you would have a baby shower. It's got the round tables. It's very nice. It's got a full commercial kitchen. It also has a snacky area too. So you could use the commercial kitchen area, or you could use the snack area if you want to just, hand out some things. They have nice bathrooms. And then they also have a hallway that leads to a variety of classrooms. I believe there's 1, 2, 3, I think there's 4 or 5 classrooms, and then one of the rooms is a little larger. It's almost like a little cafeteria, like a little snack area. It's bigger. So, I mean, there are off-site classrooms, and then there's a central, like a little meet and greet area in the middle. Everybody was sitting there when we did our toxic tour. So that's that facility there. Their prices aren't very steep. I think it was around 500 or something when we were going to be charged, 500 to 700 maybe. And they are very interested in providing their facility more for the community. I got actually called by so the majors run it, and then there's a higher level group of people that oversee all of the Salvation Armies in the city. And I worked with them first. So they called me and said, hey, can you help us out and get us some more? We want to help you in the city. So they're asking for it. And also, I think Judith had mentioned, I heard her say something about our work facility in Donaldson.
Yeah, Deborah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, one of the things that's attractive on this side of town is that is absolutely lovely, and the price is pretty right. It's on right off a major road. There are several neighborhoods around it, and you have the St. Philip's, not St. Philip's,
Where is this, Judith? I'm sorry. What was the name of the place? What's the address?
It's off of, Deborah, give him the address.
The address of this, which of what? The Salvation Army?
The Salvation Army Marine Corps on Southwest Ferry.
Where we were yesterday?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's in the agenda. That's in the agenda. Yeah.
Okay. What I'm saying,
I introduced him to Rose, and they've got an appointment on Friday.
Yes, that's right. I have yet to confirm that appointment. But yes, I'm supposed to make him. What's her name? Not Donna. What was her name?
Rose.
Rose. Rose. Will see me on Friday.
Yeah. The major's name is Dolores.
Okay.
Yeah.
Peter, one question.
Yes.
Okay. That's a good venue. Can we get people from the community to come to this event and tailor the event so that the information that we are giving to them can be used and is valuable to people who may be interested in smaller scale solar? Because as Deborah has mentioned, Casa Verde, many of the homes aren't eligible for Casa Verde. Okay. I want to make sure that our event that we have there is also tailored to the people who live in those communities so that it is beneficial for them as well in education as well as experiences. It doesn't just have to be solar. It can be all about renewable energy. It could also about environmental sustainability. So when we talk,
Debbie, I turn to Debbie for that set of topics. In other words, Debbie, you know what those communities are like. You know what their homes are like. That's why you're providing the mini splits that you're providing. Debbie, what sort of, if you were going to program for that community, what would the, I'm not going to be exclusive to that. I don't think it's reasonable to be exclusive to that, but I think we can certainly fill those needs or try to.
Yeah, to be honest, my thought process was that it's not possible right now, but there are people that are dreaming of, we've got to figure out a way to make it possible. My experience with these neighborhoods is that the electricity in the homes, even when, I mean, I've seen people that get and fund solar power on their homes, and then they can't connect it. And then these solar power companies come and basically prey on the fact that they're hopeful to reduce their energy bill and saddle them, get them to sign up the documents for $60,000 solar panels. And then they walk away and say, oh, well, we did give you the solar panels. It's not our fault that you can't connect it. That's an electrical problem. So my brother was one of those. He got, within a weekend, he got signed up by 2 people, and I shared that with Sharon. We had the contracts. They were $68,000. Lucky he knew me and I knew Sharon, and between the 2 of us, we got him out of both contracts. We basically, strong-armed him. And once they realized who we were, they were like, we're not going to do that. So I'm just saying, I had heard Robert, and I don't know, it was Robert and David, or just, no, it was Robert, I believe, who had said, well, was something about getting the solar Sunday to a place where people are actually going to use the solar. So I don't know what the best solution is. I'm sorry I said so much, but
Okay, well, just a couple of things. I know that I thought that in the last legislative session, they addressed this because this was something kind of legendary in San Antonio. I remember seeing there were a series in the Express News about people getting ripped off by lousy solar people who are doing exactly what you're describing. And I thought the legislature addressed that. Do you know anything about that, David? Do you know?
I
Yeah.
don't know what the bottom line was at this point in time. To me, the issue there is to lean back into Energy Sage, which is the company that Third Act has signed up with, who vets their solar installers, and they have, I think, 6 or 7 on the Energy Sage website. I, in fact, have an estimate pending with one of those installers right now for some other electrical work, and I'm going to see how they do, and I'm going to reach out to them and see whether or not they would like to do a demonstration down at our event. I think Sage is the way to go.
So Debbie, there's kind of a crossover there. In other words, yes, there have been people who rip people off, and that's something we want to avoid a million miles. Number two, that other side of that same coin is the idea of people in the community who know about those rip-offs and don't want any part of solar because they've seen people, they know people who've been ripped off. But the other end of the stick, like David is saying, there are legitimate installers. So again, I'm not, if we're doing solar and we're trying to do it in these communities, it seems like it seems like this is something we should really address. Sharon, do you have any ideas on this?
Well, we could be on here all day with me, but the bottom line is, unfortunately, as we talked about the other day, it breaks my heart that the Solar for All is gone, but there is still ways to finance solar projects with legitimate solar companies. And there's also what we talked about a little bit about using solar for climate resiliency centers that Deanna is going to use. But it's very, very unfortunate that with the investment tax credit, which is dissolving, that these solar companies just use that as a leverage, took that money, ripped them off, and et cetera, and then sold them a $60,000 system that really and truly costs between $15,000 and $18,000. And CPS Energy or Build San Antonio Green, nobody was there to be an advocate for them. So we could give them the one-on-one on how solar works, how it could be beneficial, because it's still, long before all these incentives, it still is a savings. It's a saving for you once you have an energy efficiency home, which CPS has a good energy assessment that we could tell them on this Sunday the steps to final having a really energy efficient home with solar. So it depends on what hat we want to use, but to go into a neighborhood that the folks really and truly need to first get their home more efficient, energy efficient by weatherization or Casa Verde, and then the next thing is solar. But it's been kind of hard to penetrate that area. But applaud the work Deborah's done. But I'm also actively doing a lot of that in District 2, 3, and 5 myself. So I don't know. We all have to decide what we're going to do. If we're going to be advocacy, education, whatever we're going to do for Sunday, it's definitely needed. And unfortunately, back in the 70s when solar started, and then again recently, it's been the same thing. Solar companies starting up, ripping people off, and then going out of business.
I'm going to suggest that I will try and find the authors of the series that was in the Express News and see whether or not one of them might be willing to talk about what they found out in doing that series.
Or if they would have somebody who is a solar professional that they would say, this is somebody that you need to talk to, and he would, I don't know. Yeah, that's good. That's good, David. I like that.
I'm going to say this to you all one more time. If you're looking for a solar expert or somebody that knows this business, look straight in my eyes. It's me. Boom. Deborah already told you.
I'm looking straight in your eyes. I'm looking straight in your eyes.
We ran that one guy out, and I'm willing to do that for anybody else because, it's just ridiculous. And I helped that SOB get started. So.
Well, again, I think that. Do you have something, Melissa?
No, Debbie.
Oh, okay.
Can I ask y'all? Okay, so because I mean, I've been to 2 meetings, and I was just kind of curious when the Sunday event, right? So you have the Sunday event. I understand y'all don't want it to be like the Solar Fest where people just go by the different booths and stuff like that. So what are you going to present at that location? What is the goal to present there? Is it like solar power off the grid, like what we were talking about with the mini splits, or is it to teach? Because I know, I think one of the gentlemen had said, we would like to teach them some stuff, and get this information out to the community, things like the individual solar panel, things like that. So if those are what you are planning on doing, those would be the big draws, I mean, to get people there. And then what else would the group want to present at that time? I mean, is there, are there students that are doing any kind of science projects, regarding solar, and, that would be cool for people to come and see some, inventions that college students have already been working on at some of these universities, so that we could all like enjoy and explore. And it would be a real learning environment, situation. You could invite science teachers to send home notes to their kids. And, it could be something like that. I'm just kind of throwing out some ideas of what, maybe the venue. I mean, you've already got some really good solutions, but what about the event hall and what you're going to do has been decided?
Nothing has been decided about the venue. I'm sorry. Yeah. So, I mean, if we need to think in another dimension and think about the venue, sort of in a certain sense, in some sense, dictating who the audience is. I mean, that's a different story. To answer your question, first off, yeah, go ahead, Laura.
I think that this goes back to our purpose. And I think what's going to rise to the top is education about solar. So whether that is educating homeowners or students or teachers, what segment of the population we're talking to, I think we can target our information that we have there toward those different groups. But I think it's about education. And I may have missed a little bit of the conversation because I was talking to the Mission Library people, and he said that he does have his meeting room is available. He calls it an auditorium. It's a 30 by 25-foot room. They have tables and chairs available. He does not reserve the courtyard, so the outdoor space would kind of have to be, it'd have to be happenstance. There is parking out there, and we'd have access to the restrooms. There is a door that goes from the auditorium area into the courtyard, so there's a pass through there. That would be nice and convenient. But his thing is that it cannot be commercial. So there's no commerce that can happen during this time on their grounds. So it would have to be educational.
Right.
And they're fine with that.
And so I'm sorry, this is the Mission Library? Is that what you're
Right.
talking? Okay.
Right.
Now, could I?
And let me say, he also rents it for $20 an hour. So, and he has that time available 2 to 6 p.m. is what I asked for on that Sunday.
Can you please write that down for me?
Yeah.
Okay, please write all that down for me. That's very good. And that will be another place I will try to visit in the next week or so. I'm piling up on places to visit, and I don't know how many I can actually visit. But to get back to Debbie's question, Debbie wrote in chat, if the venue is selected, what will be the goal for the event? It's education. Well, what did we write? What did we write as our purpose? We have the goals for Sunday are a celebration. Basic economics will make solar, well, celebration, education, and mobilizing support for change. That's what we had listed on our statement of purpose. So none of them I don't consider those all boxes that we necessarily need to check and design everything around them. They're aspirational. But to me, I think of for me, the big backdrop is the idea that renewables are a lot tougher road to hoe in Texas now because of Greg Abbott and because of Donald Trump. they're making accessibility to solar power and accessibility to renewables much more distant, especially for people on the ground. When you're talking about people in their individual houses, that's why my original thought about the solar project, where we have a solar panel, we have a battery, we have a mini split. Not that we're going to sell a package where everybody can put it on their house and everybody has air conditioning. No, it's a demonstration project to help people understand, to educate people on the linkage between the sun up in the sky and the power in the battery and the way you can run an AC off of it. Just that very, very fundamental idea of what solar power is. But I like very much the idea as well of, and that's why I was thinking, Debbie, if you would work so much with CPS Energy and the I don't know what is left of the home energy projects. I mean, that's also DOE money that's been pulled, but the bottom line is, if Debbie, if you know about CPS plans or the city of San Antonio or Casa Verde, their plans, are they continuing funding for home installation in the lower income echelon?
Yeah, for now, yes. And then plus even if that did end, which I don't think it will, there's ACOG and they're completely funded and they've got lots more money than they've ever had to work on weatherization. Yeah, and ACOG has their own weatherization area.
Right.
And if you are a senior, if you have disabilities, they're ahead of everybody. So there's still weatherization, lots of weatherization funds.
So if we could get, because this goes back to David's point about the idea that the real bang for the buck is not putting a solar panel on your roof if your walls are leaky, right? If your windows are leaky. The first thing to do is weatherize your home and get your home energy efficient. And then you can talk about renewables and talk about a lot of other things. So maybe that's how we should look at it, is this kind of packaging of, see, I'm both aspirational in the sense that I would want people to come away with real pragmatic stuff for their homes that they can do to lower their energy costs. And I would like to teach them about solar and teach them about, I would hope that there are people in the crowd, in the crowd from the neighborhoods who'd come, any neighborhood whatsoever, that would be interested in this idea of, oh, there's a solar panel hooked up to a battery, and I can hook that battery up to an AC, and I can run the AC. That they would start to think about that and get ideas about renewable energy that is not just simply plug it into CPS plug. But I mean, that's kind of aspirational again. I don't know. What do you think?
One of the things that we talked about before, Alan talked about being willing to give a talk on his experience with solar, and I think that
Yes.
would dovetail very, very well.
Yes.
As well as having a couple of small demonstration projects, solar cooking and things like that. So I think that all of that will work well, especially the personal information statement that he could provide.
That's good, right? And that's why Sharon, I would want Sharon to talk, because this is not, I don't want to see the whole entire operation funneled into one purpose, right? It's not like people are moving through a line and they move through the queue and they get everything they need at the end of the queue by the time they're exiting to put solar on their home. No, we're educating people. If I would like to talk about Sharon's expertise and her abilities, and she left. I think she got fed up. Anyway, I'm thinking of her as a speaker. You don't think so, Melissa?
Yeah, no, I didn't think she got fed up.
Okay, good. No, so we're talking about both Alan and Sharon as speakers. And Debbie, if you can think of people you've worked with from CPS Energy, or again, if you can think of how we would, what's a good way to connect with that end of CPS Energy?
Well, they'll come and set up anywhere. They will come up and set up anywhere, but then you're starting to model it similar to the Solar Fest again.
Which I don't want to do, but yeah.
If you're going to do the educational thing, I think on the first meeting, and I want to say again, it was Phil, but I don't know, but it's similar to what Judith had said. She says, like a TED Talk. And then, because I've been to a meeting that was really, when I didn't know anything about energy. I went to something at, I think it wasn't Esperanza Center.
Excuse me, Judith, can you mute? I think you're bleeding over. It keeps bouncing around.
Oh yeah, she's not on mute. That's fine. But anyway, somebody came up and did it like they showed a TED talk, like she just put in the notes. And then after that person got down, okay, now we'd like to introduce you to this panel, and we're going to talk about, the use of solar panels in California. This is what they're doing. These are the pictures. Let's talk about this. So somebody's presenting that. And then that person gets off the stage, and then another person gets up and starts showing EV car or bike, like maybe the Office of Sustainability can show their EV bike, and then they get down, and then Alan shows how his solar panel oven works, and everybody's listening and participating in the audience, and then everybody comes back and people can ask questions. And it may not be like the Sunday, it may not be the dream one that y'all are going to prepare for next year, but it would be something really nice and educational, and maybe college teachers would educate, ask their students to go, give them credit. Science teachers would give their students credit for going, and we could actually educate a whole lot of people with all of these amazing people that know so much about solar. Even me, I'd love to learn and watch, and just something to think about.
Can you talk about again, when you talk about somebody who would educate you on solar, what are you thinking of when you say educate you on solar?
I'm not the expert on solar. I would ask, the solar people that are working on that to come up with some, 4 or 5 different things to teach that day and enjoy, and for everybody else to learn, because so many people just don't even know the basics.
Right.
And I think it'll be amazing.
So you're saying that they would have like demonstration projects that were solar projects that they could set up and demonstrate. I'm just trying to figure out what it would look like.
It seems to me you're going to have to have a draw to get people there on a Sunday afternoon besides sitting around an auditorium. So I think as much as we don't want to mimic Solar Fest, I think there's going to have to potentially be a fun aspect to it, potentially.
Sure.
Include some outdoor things.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm not excluding I would include that. I agree.
Yeah. I think we can't leave
I always
that.
say light refreshments. Light refreshments will get their attention.
I like Debbie's idea about having paletas available outside for kids. And, we can possibly, Alan's great at pulling off those kid-friendly science experiments. The solar oven is a great idea, but doing maybe we could even get a science teacher involved to do something with let's make sundials. I don't know, some fun stuff for kids to do that would draw families. And if we did the library, I would think that the library system could get it on their calendar as well. So that's publicity from all over the city, and certainly down in that area. So that might help with that. And making it family friendly, I think, is also the way to go. It's Sunday. People are looking for that kind of stuff.
Once these things are in place, we can kind of send out, because we have education coordinators with parks, to see, Sunday isn't their normal work day, but we could always see if that would be a possibility to have them join us, create an activity, and see if maybe they can adjust their schedule or something. Instead of working a Saturday, they work a Sunday or something like that.
We do have a bit of a relationship with, I'm sorry, Melissa. We have a bit of a relationship with the teacher at St. Anthony High School. Maybe she can, or she knows of somebody who at the high school level who can pull off a afternoon of some fun games or some kind of science education.
Jackie Estevez?
Yes.
I wonder if, one of my best friend's husband is the science teacher at Lee High School. So I wonder if I can get something from him. I can ask him to.
Even
what
if
he
it's
might-
something, maybe he doesn't have to be there, but maybe he can show us how to pull something off and we can do it. But it'd be great if there was somebody with a true science hat.
Yeah, we can ask him. We could ask him. He's really nice. He's also a musician, so I don't know. It all depends on what his little sort of side gig schedule is like too. Kailaran education team. Good idea. They just did something at an event I was at. So and I have her email address too.
Yeah.
So
Hey, so what I would like people to do, we've heard a lot of good ideas. I can't follow up on everything, but I'd like folks to follow up on their own ideas. I mean, the idea, Nicole, of talking to that high school science teacher and saying, what do you have that's, if we're talking about an audience that's from the community, right? We're not talking about a professor, bunch of professors or business people or whatever. We're talking about people in the community. What would he think as far as either a talk or a project display, indoor, outdoor, just open people's minds and see what they have to think.
Actually, that is funny enough. I think that's his birthday, if I'm remembering correctly, or right around his birthday. But anyways,
probably is better things to do.
So I'll ask and see what he says, if there's a way to sort of connect with what they're doing at Lee High School or with any of the other teachers. And then there's something else I was going to ask my colleagues. Once we get the location and some basic stuff in place, then I can start asking my colleagues here at Parks who can participate, whether it's from the community centers. We can also look at wherever our location is, if there are community centers around there, how we can get some of those kids involved and the programmers from the recreation side. So that could be kind of cool, because some of our community centers, I think they might be 7 days a week. I'm not 100% sure, but regardless, it'd be great for them to connect, because they're always looking for something to do for the kids and teens, and some of them have teen clubs and all that.
Very good. Deb, this is Retree's part of town. Pardon?
Yeah. So my question for Debbie, and she doesn't seem to be on right now. Anyway, I was trying to follow up with her about trees. Because yesterday's tour, we looked at some pretty pitiful trees. And so I've been talking to the forestry folks, thanks to Nicole's direction. So Michael got back to me.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I will tell you, there is a Fuerza Unida is a local group in that area, and they won a big grant to put trees in. They're working with the Office of Sustainability, but you're talking about the research on the trees. So thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
I will definitely look at that. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
And maybe we can get Bare Branches to contribute in that way also. Bare Branches Alliance. They're tree experts.
That'd be great.
Well, I'm going to pull the plug, folks. And I thank you very much for your attendance. And I'll look forward to folks giving me feedback, and I'll see you tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning. Still can't believe that. I'll see it.
Wait, I can do later. I
kind of can't because I've got a 10 o'clock.
Okay. All right. That's fine. All right. Well,
Yeah,
then I'll see you at 8:30.
It's not that fun.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I don't know anything about 8:30. I can't go if I'm supposed to go. Sorry. I've got something for tomorrow, but thank you. Have a great day now. Bye.
Y'all take care.